We are privileged to have Mr. Prabhakar Kumar Panday amongst us today, an alumnus of 2015 batch of the branch Electrical and Electronics. Please share your experience as a student of NMAMIT.
The college life was average, but the exciting part was used to be working for Elixir every evening.
Your advice to my fellow NMAMITians.
Don't go with the words which are hypeful right now. Whatever you study, learn to implement it. All the smaller appliances, you can repair them really nicely if you know AC and maybe a bit of LIC.
Hello everyone, we are privileged to have Mr. Prabhakar Kumar Panday amongst us today, an alumnus of 2015 batch of the branch Electrical and Electronics. I am Vijay Siriammat. On behalf of my department, feel privileged to interview our distinguished alumnus. Hello sir, welcome.
Thank you.
Firstly, I would like to know your feelings about being at your campus after 6 years.
It feels really great to be back at the campus. I see a lot of changes here.
Okay.
There are new buildings. The labs have improved a lot. We used to work in a different building, an older building. Now we have a new building.
Yeah.
Also the shops outside, I've met some of them and I know the people. They recognized me.
Yeah.
It felt really great.
Please share your experience as a student of NMAMIT.
Oh, it was a nice journey. We worked here in the night till like 7:38 for Elixir. And the studies, it was good. I mean, we know how a college, it was the same. The college life was average, but the exciting part was used to be working for Elixir every evening from 4:30 or 5 till 7:30.
Yeah.
So we used to learn a lot, especially from our seniors. Also, fun part used to be going back home because we used to have last bus at 7:45.
Yeah.
So running and catching the bus, leaving the lab, and then every time there used to be one professor who was staying with us.
Yeah.
Most of it was Abdul Rahman sir.
Yeah.
So he used to stay with us and help us arrange everything. It was very good and very helpful, especially the professors.
Yeah. And please share, we would like to know more about your current areas of interest.
Yes, so currently I'm doing my master's in electrical engineering, but my specialization is smart information processing, and it's more about signal processing.
Okay.
So my course started with studying the basics of signal processing.
Yeah.
First a bit of analog with some sensors, then you go to digital signal processing, and then I studied machine learning, pattern recognition, deep learning, and then I'm doing computer vision now. So you see this way of doing it from signal processing of the videos and a bit of communication with signal processing as well. And then now I'm doing my thesis in the field of computer vision, and also I'm doing my work student in autonomous driving.
Yeah.
Basically, it's more of video and doing everything, extracting as much information out of a video file.
Your advice to my fellow NMAMITians.
Right now, who are in first year, you are in third year, right?
Yeah, I'm in third.
So study the subjects because the core, the stronger it is, the better it will be in the future.
Okay.
Don't go with the words which are hypeful right now, which are hyped a lot.
Yeah.
If your basics are strong, no hype, you can easily overcome any kind of hypes. Another advice would be, whatever you study, learn to implement it.
Okay.
A small part, anything, just take some equipment. If nothing in home, you have some not working equipments.
Yeah.
Take them out, see what's there, see
Repair
what's
the
not there. Do something. I mean, now, like last week, there was a booster in my house. It was not working. So when I opened it, I got to know the capacitor is burnt.
Oh.
So it was 1,500 rupees equipment. Just I could replace it with 10 rupees capacitor.
Okay.
So you don't know, like all this equipment, they're really easier to work with if you know what's happening.
Yeah.
And all it takes is just open it up. And if you have studied AC and power electronics nicely, especially AIC is the subject which actually literally it governs almost all home appliances, except the washing machine are bigger ones. But all the smaller appliances, you can repair them really nicely if you know AC and maybe a bit of LIC, but more of AC.
AC.
Yes. So that is the subject to work a lot on.
Can you please brief us about your journey from India to Germany?
India to Germany. So that was a cultural shock first.
Yeah.
In India, things are slightly different. There, it's different. People there, surprisingly, are more connected to their culture than us here. And it was pretty smooth because my visa process was also, it was a big mess, but it was a nice transition from here to there. I don't have anything much to say about it. It was good.
Nice to hear.
Thank you.
Please give us an idea about how college helped you in the placement aspects.
Yes, so it was the final year. So I think I was placed in the month of September, August or September.
Okay.
It was the first company which was Oracle India Private Limited, which
Oracle,
came here. So we were not really serious about the interview, but we were forced to go to the interview because, the people, you should know how the interview will be, how the questions are asked.
Okay.
It was a good experience. I mean, to be frank, I sat only for one interview and I got it. So I do not have much experience with the way interviews are done in the college system. So I was working as a software developer too in Oracle, India Private Limited. And then I wanted to do something more, go back to my field of study, that is electrical engineering. So I applied for Masters in Electrical Engineering at University of Stuttgart. I got in, and there are a couple of other colleges as well, which I got, but I got into this college because of its proximity to industries. Because Stuttgart is the industrial hub in Germany. That was the reason I chose that university. And also I wanted to get back from industry to academics, that is from industrial work to research work. That was one of the reasons why I came back here, came back into my research field, came back to research, that is University of Stuttgart. And it has been really great. I really got to know what research is. It's not very easy. I assumed that it's easier than industry, but it's not. It's very hard. So if you go there, you should be committed to stay there. But it's very hard to continue and stay in research.
Like as you mentioned that you are currently pursuing your a master's in the Stuttgart University. So what made you to shift from the industry to the academics back?
It was mainly my passion, especially for the use of mathematics. Because in work I was not using a lot of, I thought I could do something more than what I was currently doing in my company, in my field. Because I was actually working in a really good place. I was connecting with a lot of people, helping a lot of people with their work. But I thought I can do a lot more if I do something in my field. Because back in Oracle I used to work in the company in the daytime. In the night I used to build some stuff and I used to post it in on WhatsApp status. And my friends even they said that, okay, it's good if you go back to your studies. It's good for you. So that was the main reason why I came back to the academics.
Nice to hear. Just wanted to know that, like, how did you approach to this work, the PhD?
The research. So the process is slightly different than how it is here in India, because we have the entire process of studying these subjects or doing the electives. It's very well organized here. There it is not organized. You have to approach individually. Even for the jobs, there is no placement department. Similarly, even to apply for any thesis. So the structure there is slightly different. We have a professor, and under every professor there are 4 or 5 students doing their PhDs. And that department offers a couple of subjects. So when you go to the college in the first year, you have to identify what you want to do. And then you should start taking the subjects from that same department and what they are teaching. And once you do the subjects in the same department, then when it's time for you to do your research work or the thesis, you approach those professors or the students, especially the students, because professors are not the people who will give you the research work. It's the students who are doing PhD or the research assistants who are doing their research, and they might need help. And that's where we come into. We go and help them, and we get the credits in return. So that's how we apply. Also, once you're done with this, then if your work is really good, and if the professor and the PhD student like the work, they might recommend you to do the PhD in the same department, in the same field of work. Else, you can also approach the industries to do your PhDs. It's always better to do with industry because you can finish it within 3 years. Whereas if you do it in the university, it might take 4 or 5 years. So, and it has more value if you do it with industry. But again, the research work in the college, if you do it in the college, you will be a lot more flexible in picking a topic and also doing as much research as you want. Whereas when you do it in the industry, you are very much limited with the work. You also get really good scholarships for PhD. So if you have to apply for that, and once the application process is you contact the professor under whom you are going to do PhD. He will apply for a scholarship for this whatever work you're doing. If you get a scholarship, your taxes will not be deducted. So that's a process how you're supposed to do. It's always you approach the professor, get a work which he is interested in guiding you. Then you apply for a scholarship, and then you start working. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Prabhakar, for this insightful conversation and spending your valuable time with us.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you.